How was that Flesh God show?
It was good. It was really fucking good, dude. The only thing that fucking sucked again, I don't think any of the bands used real amps. So it's all modulars, and it's just like there was no air being pumped,
No
and
balls.
like the only band that actually fucking sounded like heavy and actually kind of like produced some of that fucking like oh shit moment is this band from called Ingested.
Yeah.
They're great.
They're really good, and they were like the only ones because I didn't see any amps on stage throughout the whole entire fucking. I think it was 5 bands that played, but they were the only band that actually felt like as if they're actually pushing air. So maybe they had amps on the side of the stage, or whatever. But that was the only thing that's missing because it's just like all this music is fucking so amazing, but you feel like nothing. You know what I mean? You can hear notes and all that stuff, and a bunch of the stuff sounds like so fucking crisp and clean, but at the same time, you're not feeling fucking nothing, dude. But phenomenal fucking show. It sucks because that chick Veronica that sings, she got sick in the middle of the set, so she just kind of left the stage, and they stopped and they all ran and figured out what to do with her.
Was
But
she
then-
like throwing up or something?
Huh?
Was she throwing up?
I have no fucking idea
Oh.
because she basically finished the song and then she left. And then, as they were starting the next one, I guess, then Francisco was like looking around. He was like, "No, no, no, stop, stop, stop." He stopped. I thought that it was part of the show or whatever. It wasn't. So he ran over there and checked on her, and then he came back and basically was like, "Hey, Veronica is not feeling really good. So I'm gonna go and check on her and blah blah blah." So they all left the stage and went over there to check on her, and then after that he came back and he was like, "We still need to figure out what's going on. Sorry guys, we might come back, we might not. We don't know." Like it was actually very serious.
Wow.
Yeah,
Was there any news about it online or anything? Like about
they
what
just
happened?
made a post about
Oh.
it. But the thing is, I think that because I think after they played here in Riverside, I think the next day they played in, I think it was in Las Vegas. And then in Las Vegas, I think they still played without her. But then I guess the last show was yesterday at Denver, and she actually did come back on stage and was singing. But yeah, it was kind of like a, like shit got real. Like, you know what I mean? Situation where it's just like, yeah, this is not, you know what I mean? Sometimes this kind of shit fucking happens, dude. Like, yeah. And that it made me feel good to see that live and also to be a part of the crowd, and because everybody was very very understanding, like, you know what I mean, like you would think that people would start fucking, like booing or all kinds of shit, and actually everybody was very very respectful, and everybody was clapping and started yelling out her name and stuff like that and all that stuff. It was pretty awesome. It was like a good feeling. Like that's how I feel about musicians.
Yeah.
So I was like, I wasn't the only one there that actually cares about these people. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was
Yeah.
immediately like a really cool fucking feeling where it's just like the metal community united immediately, and you don't. So it felt actually pretty good. And they came back on stage. They played like 3 more songs, and then that guy, the singer, well, now he plays bass and sings, Francisco. He's just such a fucking genius of a fucking human being, and so genuine, and it was just awesome.
How was Shadow of Intent?
They were heavy as a motherfucker, dude.
Yeah. I really liked them.
They're another band that I think the bass player had the best tone, but same thing, man. I wish that brutality that you listen to on the record is not there live. And that's, man, sometimes when that happens, it just fucking sucks, dude.
What about the drum tones? Were the drums like, all dialed in and everything? So are you mainly talking about like the guitars, just the beef of
guitars,
the guitars
bass,
weren't
yeah.
there? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the drums, and I mean, fucking Shadow of Intent plays so fast. So, I mean, the trigger sound is absolutely fucking dialed to fucking like a motherfucker. It sounds awesome, but it also sounds so bassy and stuff like that. Like, the only person that well, the singer, he's a fucking crazy. So, but he's the only, from my perspective, in my opinion, Like he's the only person that basically you could tell that he's changing his sound. Like, you know what I mean? Like you actually felt like when he's growling and stuff, like you could tell like, oh, this feels like this feels like that, compared to the other stuff. It just didn't hit that hard.
Yeah.
It's a weird way to fucking try to explain that shit, because I mean, as a musician, you should understand some of this stuff, but you still don't. It's like, why does it sound like this?
Well, I think a lot of it is like what we talked about before. Is they're probably using like the neural the quad cortexes, because people are going crazy over those, and the campers and the XFXs. I don't know. I think a lot of bands are still using the amp sim stuff because it's easier to lug around and they don't have to carry around like heavy, cabs and amplifiers, which I totally understand. But yeah, I do agree with you. I think it's when you hear a really solid, heavy tubed head, like mic'd up through an amazing PA system, like when everything else is dialed in with that, it's just like, you can't beat that.
Yeah. I mean, fuck. Like, the show before this last show, like when I went to see Lepers, same fucking thing. You didn't see fucking amps on stage, anything like that, but you could tell that there was such a fucking huge difference in the sound. Like, they filled the fucking room up. Like, it felt like fucking, holy shit, I feel every fucking thing that is happening. And totally fucking different fucking music, obviously, but it was just completely different feeling immediately. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
This is unfucking believable. And like, you appreciate it more, because obviously it feels like when it's dialed in like that, then you can pay attention to more mistakes. I guess, I don't know, maybe that's just me being stupid as fuck. And it's like, so like, to be there and to hear it and to be like, holy shit, they're absolutely fucking perfect live. And it's like, whoa.
And what was the most, like, the heaviest live show you've ever heard?
Probably would have to be in the Palladium, but it's a mix, because I've actually heard quite a few brutal shows in the Palladium. Like, there was one time that, this was years ago, In Flames played, and they were so fucking loud. I mean, it was almost unenjoyable of how loud they were.
Did you have earplugs in?
No.
Oh.
And then same thing in the Palladium, Meshuggah, fucking seeing them on the last time they were here in the States. Fucking, it's fucking Meshuggah, man. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The whole fucking thing is rambling. And that show, Meshuggah had like this opening band that I forgot their name, but they were kind of like doom oriented, and they were just a 3-piece. And those guys, fuck, man, they sounded like huge. But many, I mean, there has been many, but again, it's hard to remember all of them, because I mean, sometimes it's not necessarily, so sometimes it's just like sometimes it's bands that I don't even listen to, but they're part of a touring package, and they blow you away by just their sound.
Remember when we saw Septic and Dark Funeral Question?
Yeah.
That was a perfect example, dude.
Yes.
Dark Funeral, like, I liked them, but I wasn't expecting that sound live at all. Like,
No.
It was just so massive.
Yeah, but they came on stage and literally you forgot every fucking band that played that night.
Yeah. That was awesome. That was
You're like, do you
incredible.
remember I don't remember the first band. I don't remember the second band. I mean, obviously, I remember Septic Flesh just because they were my favorite and they were sharing the bill. But the only thing that we talked about after that fucking show was Dark Funeral. That's it.
Yeah, that was incredible. Yeah, it's always weird when that happens, where you go to a show to see a band, but then like a supporting band like just completely shreds them. In sound and performance. Well, I still really enjoyed Septic Flesh, but there was just something so insanely evil and heavy and pummeling about Dark Funeral.
Yeah. They were just fucking ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, for me, I think the heaviest was definitely Meshuggah. But I saw Decrepit Birth many, many years ago at the Key Club, and that was like one of the shows that stood out in my mind as like the sound was really dialed in, the drums were, everything was like just about to, everything was like just barely pushing the capacity of the system, It was like about to fry everything, but it was like it was in the sweet spot. It was so fucking loud, and the triggers and the drums sounded phenomenal. Like the snares, you could hear this. I think the snare was triggered actually, but you could hear that the tom sounded perfect, the kicks, like everything, and the guitars sounded amazing because it was Decrepit Birth. I believe most of their songs are like nothing is lower than D. They're like standard D, if I remember correctly, especially a lot of the older stuff. But the guitars are just dialed in so perfectly, and like I don't remember what heads they were using, but it was a fantastic sounding guitars, and the vocal, everything was just like sounded much better than the records. Because I don't know if you've heard any of the older Decrepit Birth records.
I'm not that familiar with their music actually.
Oh yeah, but that was a standout show for me for heaviness. But there's been plenty of other shows where like epicness, or that they were more epic, like performance wise. Like when I saw Cradle, saw Opeth, it was great. It's interesting because like I think after you see so many shows over your lifetime, it's like stuff just blends together, and you're like,
sometimes,
wait, yeah.
And when you see the same band more than quite a few times, like shit. Like Arch Enemy was always a standout for me, but same thing, huge fucking difference compared to when they were with Angela compared to now. It's just, I've seen them with Angela every single time they came to the States, dude.
I never got to see her.
I never missed a fucking show when they were here, when they would come into the US, when they had Angela. I would fucking go to every fucking show whenever they had a show here in Los Angeles. And just so fucking different compared to what it is now. I mean, it's still amazing fucking band. Everything is great. Elisa is fucking, she's awesome, but it's not the same. You know what I mean? It's just not the same.
Angela just seemed like an unhinged like beast, just like a monster.
I think she's one of my favorite front man, front woman, whatever the fuck you want to politically correct.
Yeah.
Politically correct way of saying it. I think she was one of the best front fucking performer, basically. Like she, from the beginning of the show until the end, you just couldn't fucking take your eyes off. You're just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
And every time they came back with Angela, every fucking time that they came to LA, they've always had technical difficulties. Like it was funny as shit, because like I think I've seen them with Angela at least about 4 times, and the thing is, every time they played, they always had something fucking wrong. Something with the electronics would go off, fucking the click would stop, or fucking samples would cut off, but it never it just made them more fucking brutal sounding every fucking time. It's weird, but
yeah, I never got to see them with her.
Boo.
It's too bad.
Just kidding.
Yeah, no, it is major boo.
Major boo boo.
Yeah, because now I mean, I know she became a mother, so it makes sense. Like she's
a mother, and she manages a bunch of bands.
Yeah, it's too bad that.
Yeah, technically, according to her, and from what I know, she basically was like, she got tired of bands being taken advantage of and all that stuff, and then also she basically she wanted to become a mom, and she wanted to do the other end of the music, like meaning take care of bands and become a manager, and that's what basically she did. And she literally asked Eliza, whatever her name is, she basically told her, like, you are my replacement for Arch Enemy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like she is the one that basically made that whole entire thing happen.
It's quite a way to get a gig, right?
It's like
the person you're replacing just hits you up and goes, "You
are my replacement." It's like, wow, fuck.
Yeah.
some big shoes to fucking fill. Which, obviously, holy fuck.
Did you ever listen to her past band, The Agonist?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. My fucking, I didn't play that show, but the band that I played in, they played with them at the Key Club.
I miss the Key Club, dude.
Me too.
Yeah, I saw a lot of. I saw Meshuggah there actually. That was the first time I saw him. I've actually, you know what? I've only seen them twice. It was at Key Club and then Wilshire.
You saw them then when they played with The Haunted and
yes.
God Forbid. So I was at that show too.
Really?
Yes.
So it was before we knew each other. But yeah, I went with
way before we knew each other. I wasn't 21.
Yeah, that was a long
So
time
you were
ago.
even younger.
Yeah, I was a baby, but it was fucking phenomenal. And then I also saw so many fucking bands there, but I loved the Key Club. I liked the Key Club, and then I think the Key Club was my favorite, and then the House of Blues, which is gone too.
Yeah,
But
the House of Blues was, whew, the amount of shows that we've seen there. Holy motherfucker. But yeah, missed that fucking place quite a bit.
when my favorite memory of House of Blues was seeing Summer Slaughter.
I saw Nightwish at fucking House of Blues, dude.
Really? Didn't know you liked Nightwish.
Yeah, I saw Nightwish at the House of Blues. Now you can't, they're playing fucking arenas and shit. That's when I saw them first time.
Did you ever get to see Summer Slaughter tour?
No, I never been to one.
Dude, those were fucking...
No, I have been to one. The one where they just... Was it Summer Slaughter or they had a different name for it?
When they had Necrophagist headlining, which was fucking... And this is when Marco Miniman played with them.
Yeah.
It was like... that was in the top 5 fucking most epic metal shows ever. Because they're like... obviously they're probably never coming back because everyone's been waiting for their next album for like 20 years now or some shit. Because Epitaph came out in 2004, I think, and groundbreaking technical death metal album. I fucking love that album. That's like a timeless album. But they played with, and it was Necrophagist, and then Beneath the Massacre and Cataclysm, like all the fucking insane bands, dude. But yeah, Necrophagist. I don't know. They're probably done. But and then the dude from Necrophagist started Obscura, which is another excellent band. Excellent. Yeah. But yeah, Summer Slaughter, dude. Man, those are some great times, good memories. Saw Cannibal Corpse at House of Blues. That was probably my favorite performance from them, like seeing them in that venue.
In that venue?
Yeah.
Okay.
So fucking heavy. Okay. Who else did I see there? Did you ever see Steel Panther at House of Blues? Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
That was great times. Yeah.
Yeah, when they had the fucking Mondays or whatever the fuck it was. They had like the day that it was their day every month. I think I saw them twice because of friends wanted to go see boobies. Fuck.
The industry has changed a lot. What were you going to say?
Yeah, I would just because you said that show that you were actually there when Meshuggah played and that at the Key Club.
Yeah,
that was the same thing. First time seeing Meshuggah there, and I got, even though I wasn't 21, I think I told you the story before because, I met the guy because that was also the first time I saw The Haunted and God Forbid also played, I think, and Mnemic I think played.
I think I missed the opening band, but I saw God Forbid.
And it was because The Haunted played, but the thing is, I met the guitar player from The Haunted a few months before that because I was working on Venice Beach.
You told me the story.
I told you
got shit faced.
Yeah, that I got shit faced at that show because they played, and when he went by. And he went by where they had like that side fucking bar right there, right before the stairs, before the main one. And he saw me and we started talking, and for some reason the chick thought that I was part of the fucking musicians there, and she just kept fucking just piling on drinks, and I kept fucking drinking like crazy. I got so fucking tore the fuck up. I don't even remember how I got home that day because I went to the show by myself. And I was maybe 19 or something, or maybe 20. Something, and yeah, I don't even remember. But it was definitely a memory that is always going to stay there forever.
Those good old blackout nights.
Yeah, that was a great fucking night. First time seeing Meshuggah, and that was back when Thomas Hayeka was using such a, like, he's still using, like, technically his drum set has not changed, but he had more toms and he had more cymbals. Like, he actually had a right cymbal. And back then, now he doesn't have any right cymbals.
I never noticed that.
No, he doesn't have any right cymbals. Now he just has, like, crashes, chinas, and stacks.
You need a ride. don't need a
No.
red for that shit. You just
No,
need a- yeah.
I mean that was back when he had a ride and splashes, dude. Like, and he had the 3 toms in the front. Now he only has like the 1 tom in the front and the 2 floor toms.
only what is needed for pure
Only what is
epicness.
needed, yeah, for his epicness and this shit.
That's
Fuck
great.
that. The immortal one, the god of time.
It'd be so fucking cool to record them or just to be in the studio with them, just to see, like, you know what though, I guarantee you it's probably the exact same shit as like what we're used to.
Like,
It's just with them. And they're just like, okay, it's good, let's go, great, couple of takes, okay, great, awesome.
Yeah,
You know?
probably the same approach. It's like,
Yeah.
this is what we need to get done, so this is what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Okay, here.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was cool because, like, when we just, I think the last time I saw you was at Dave's room, right?
Yep.
So, yeah, dude, no, that was a really fun session. I'm glad, like, at first I was like, it'll be interesting to do a music video like that, but I'm glad that we did it there because
Yeah.
I think it was perfect for that kind of a vibe for the video, and it was cool to record there again, and it was a little bit unorthodox the way that we recorded it, but I felt like it was really fun because it was like the old school way of recording music. It was just live off the floor. So that was really fun. Like, I'm glad we got to have that experience. And then
Yeah.
next year we'll be back doing it the modern way, but that's cool. That's cool too. Yeah.
No, that was a phenomenal experience. Definitely. I mean, for me, me, every time I get to go to a studio and play my drums, because you get to hear how good it sounds.
Yeah.
Then immediately it's like, yes, compared to like sitting in the jam room and playing the drums, where you still obviously are happy, but it doesn't sound the same.
Totally. Yeah.
Then you go to the studio, and then when you can hear everything, it just makes you play better immediately. I think that it just switches, and then immediately, because then again, you're basically naked. You know what I mean? So every mistake sounds like the loudest noise in the room is the mistake. It's not like, oh, look, I nailed this perfect fill. No, it's not. It's like the mistake is just, oh, here we go with this shit. So to just hear the drums fucking being dialed in so much because of you, so immediately I'm just like, oh.
Yeah. And it was interesting to hear, like, the subtle differences between the first time we recorded there and then this last time, even though it was the same kit, right? But just the way you performed comparatively to, like, I think it says a lot about, like, especially for you as a drummer, because depending on, like, the material you're playing, like, you kind of have a different groove, like a different approach, but you do what serves the music, and that's what I noticed, you know what I mean? And, like, when we recorded this live off the floor track, I was happy to hear how easily it came together. Everyone did really good. We must have did like 15 takes of it. I was looking at my session when I sent Sin like a rough mix of just of a version.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was going through all the takes, and like we probably did like 15 or 16 takes.
Jeez.
But they all sounded really good. I used the one that I felt was the best, but there's quite a few of them that were really good. And it was just cool to do that with extreme metal, because it doesn't happen that often, to do it live off the floor like that. So that was cool.
Yeah, it was awesome. I think because I just figured this out yesterday, but I think also like the last 2 takes, that's when my in-ears decided to go poopies.
Oh, really?
But only the left one worked, and the left one is the one with the click.
Your driver?
Yeah.
The driver's blew out?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. So I need to buy new in-ears. That's what I'm planning to do. I was planning to do today, but I'm probably going to do it on Friday or something. But yeah, so it was the last 2 takes that we actually recorded, just straight to a click. I guess Sin had his, like the track, but just because of the intro. So that's all I heard. I didn't hear anything else. Everything is just click.
Wow, I didn't know that.
For the last 2 takes, yeah.
Damn. Are those, what in-ears are they?
The Shures. 215s. But I mean, I'm not. They've lasted for fucking 3 or 4 years. So I mean, it's, you know what I mean. It's not like it's like no. It's time to actually buy new ones.
Yeah. Well, you've just been blasting them for a while.
I've been blasting them for a while. Yeah.
Yeah. You really like to crank the click.
The click. We got to become one.
Yeah.
One with the click.
Yeah. Which we'll dial those in today for the new set.
Yay.
For Bar Sinister.
For Bar Sin. Yes. Yes. Bar Sinister.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
when's the last time you think you've been there?
I don't know. You know what? And I do remember it was like 6 years ago. Last time I was there.
Yeah, because fuck, man. I think, last time I was there was about the same time. I remember one time Matt Wojcik came to visit me, and we went to that.
Oh, yeah. What show was that? That was
I have no fucking idea, but I remember Annabelle was there, and Lewis was there.
Yeah. What was that?
I don't remember, but that was,
maybe it was for
fucking years ago. It feels like.
Oh, shit. I can't remember what.
I don't remember, but I do remember that Matt Wojcik was there.
He was fucked up. And he was being creepy as fuck. No, it was very awkward.
That's nice. Yeah.
But he's, okay. Now, I remember that very vividly. That the memories are coming back. I just don't remember why we were there, to be honest.
Same. I don't remember, but I remember that we met with a bunch of other people there.
Yeah.
I've played that Borners by LaBelle thing twice. Mm-hmm. You've played in there too, the Borners by LaBelle.
Yeah.
We shared. Didn't we fucking actually play a show together there too?
Yeah, with Matt.
Yes, with
Matt.
Matt.
The second one. Yeah. That was. I actually enjoyed that show. I thought that was fun, and we got really good photos from that show.
Yes.
Because Kaylee did them, and there was really nice like purple and red lighting on that show. I remember very vividly. Those are my favorite photos I think that we ever had together, like as Society One with us. Like those are really good. Some good ones of Dirt too. Actually, wait, I'm trying to think. She's such a great photographer.
She's amazing.
She's phenomenal. Like she'll get some amazing shots in like some of the most difficult lighting situations too. But yeah, I think that was one of my favorites. And then the Loaded show we played on Halloween was fun.
On Halloween was fun.
Even though there wasn't that many people, but it was, I don't know, there was something really, there was a lot of energy. It was and Dirt was really getting into it that night.
Yeah, and he was wearing the clown, he had the makeup of, what's the name of that clown from the Devil's Rejects or whatever?
Captain Spaulding.
Yeah. That's the makeup that he had on.
Yeah. That was fun.
Big, gnarly monster, but smiley as fuck the whole entire time. Yeah, that was definitely a good show. That was, fuck man, we had so much fucking good times.
We played a lot of shows in those 2 years. Well, good amount. So at least like a dozen or something like that.
Yeah, maybe even more. Because some of them wasn't like. Some of them weren't like a big thing, so that's why we didn't even give a fuck kind of thing.
Yeah, this was the last show I did too. This was
the
Crazy Girls.
Crazy Girls. Yeah, that was fucking.
That was
horrific.
terrible.
That was disgustingly stupid.
That was very, very terrible.
Sound and everything was just fucking dumb as fuck. Yeah. I think that place is closed down now. Because they've had so many fucking issues there. I think they had way too many fights over there, and fucking, I think some people got stabbed in there and fucking all kinds of shit. And thank God that place is fucking done. Because I fucking hate that fucking place. It would create so much fucking traffic at nighttime.
Yeah, a lot of people would just have their hazards on right there and just...
Yeah, and they just stop and you can't go anywhere. Meanwhile, people are honking, and then you have 2 police cars right where the gas stations is, and they're not doing a fucking thing. And meanwhile, you're just like, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm fucking trying to get home so I can sleep because I got to work tomorrow. And they're just like, we don't give a fuck, dude. I don't give a shit. We go inside and we see titties. Like, why the fuck would we help you and actually do our job?
That was an interesting chapter of music, that's for sure. With those 2 years. But we all have that. We all have those times, don't we?
Yeah. Yeah, because we also played the Viper Room quite a few times.
Yeah, I enjoyed playing there. When it was a good night and packed and the sound was dialed in, I really liked, that was a good spot. Like it was, I've seen many shows there that have sounded really good for like the size of the place, you know what I mean? Yeah, and the stage is kind of small, but just enough to like give you some room. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I really did. It's been such a crazy journey so far, but so many different chapters and different kinds of music and venues and situations, and it's been interesting. But I'm really glad that I'm really excited about, you know, what's gonna happen next year, which we can't really talk about yet. But like, it's cool to see that Siglos is like starting to really get going. You know what I mean? And like, you know, we've done a lot of music together, just like recording projects.
Hopefully,
and stuff.
we'll do more.
Of course, but it's just cool to see like something actually taking off. You know what I mean? Because we've done so much stuff that like hasn't taken off. So it's cool. It's
now
cool
that
to
you say it that way.
Well, I'm not. It's not. I mean, it doesn't bother me. You know, it's just like,
yeah,
I'll just keep doing music regardless if anything hits or not. But it's cool to see that, you know, this is actually like developing momentum. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Like, actually, today is actually 1 year anniversary since our first show, when we played at the since the Siglos played there, the first show.
Speaking of Siglos,
Sin is here.
Sin is here. So we're gonna wrap it
Boom.
up. Thanks, guys.